Congratulations! You've connected with the Pulpit Perspectives Podcast. Join Reverend Dr. Kent Lundy as he connects with pastors where they preach, literally at the pulpit of their church. It's a point of view with purpose and personality that informs and inspires with real-life stories from great preachers you need to know. Your host is Reverend Dr. Kent Lundy. Let's join Kent at a pulpit with a fresh perspective from his guest preacher.
Hello and welcome to Pulpit Perspectives Podcast. I'm your host, Reverend Dr. Kent Lundy. Pulpit Perspectives Podcast exists to create connection amongst North District clergy and their congregations. I'm coming to you from the sanctuary of Elkhart, Dunlap United Methodist Church, standing here in the chancel with their pastor, Reverend Melissa Englehart. Melissa, welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
All right. Wonderful to have you. So how long have you been pastor here at Dunlap?
I've been here for almost 5.5 years.
5.5 years.
But we're not telling anybody that so that we can stay longer.
Oh, okay. All right. Your secret's safe with me. All right. Got it. Okay. So what brings you joy?
Oh, so much brings me joy. But I got to say, one of the things that we do at this church is our kids are involved in the day-to-day operations, especially throughout worship. And so when I see a kindergartner bringing our offering forward, or a second grader serving as an acolyte for the first time because he's finally tall enough, or a middle schooler who's a liturgist and runs back to be an usher and then is teaching that second grader how to be a liturgist. It's just a lot of fun to see them joyfully involved.
Yes.
And serving.
Wow, absolutely. That's good for you as pastor to insist that they're involved and to train them so they're involved properly. Well done. Mm-hmm. Nicely done. I love it. Okay. All right. So just go with me for a second. If ministry were a basketball game, all right, and you're picturing the folks in the stands that are cheering you on. Who is that's cheering you on to be encouraged to do this thing called ministry?
I feel like you're asking me who's in the cloud of witnesses right now.
Sure.
But, coming out of All Saints Sunday recently, that's where my brain goes. I mean, my congregation, they're just wonderful. I love them. They are so encouraging. They've been so supportive, and they just love me and love my son, and it's been great. Outside my congregation, I have a group of friends. We went to seminary together, and we still get together every single year for vacation. We get together on Zoom regularly, almost every week. And we just support each other and build each other up and help each other out. I've got a very supportive family, very supportive parents and grandma. And, it's just wonderful. And of course, many colleagues and friends within the conference who we've done ministry together, or they mentored me long before I ever got to this point.
So I'm picturing in my mind a huge stadium with tons of people cheering you on. Right? I mean, I
love that picture.
Yeah, that they're just clapping for you and encouraging you and just making sure that you stay joyful, stay in it, stay in the game, to use the basketball metaphor a bit more, right? To stay on the floor and keep shooting those baskets even when you might shoot an air ball occasionally or the defense is really tough or whatever. You're going to stay out there because your stands are full.
Sure. I love it.
Okay. All right. So where do you go? And you may have answered this already, partly. Where do you go to recharge?
Well, I like to be in nature. So I like to find a spot outside, maybe at a park, maybe at state park or local park, or even just my backyard, to be outside. I like to go on hikes. In my family, the Smoky Mountains are very, very precious to us, and we go back there a lot. I mean, even just recently when I was doing my 6-month sermon planning, I went and I found a labyrinth over by Notre Dame and by Memorial Hospital where I could walk and just pray and just be in the presence of God, out in nature.
What a gift. Yes. To connect to the Creator in the creation.
Yes. And sometimes I'll go and I'll draw and I'll just do some art as I pray, as if I'm staying in one place. But I have to be moving in some way, my feet or my hands, as I'm spending that time.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's very biblical.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the Bible moved
Absolutely
with and on their feet. So good for you. You're in great company. So what's your go-to Bible verse?
Psalm 119, verse 105. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. It's been one of my favorites for a long time. I mean, I just told you how I like hiking. I like walking as I pray. And so that idea of journey has always been very powerful for me as I look at ministry and living my walk as trying to be a disciple of Christ and making disciples and all that. And so the idea that I'm not doing this under my own power or having to chart my own course, but that I'm following the light of Christ in whichever way God wants me to go.
And we're back to the feet.
Yes.
The metaphor of movement, right?
Yes.
that you don't need a path to be illuminated if you're standing still.
Right. You don't.
There you go. Okay. So when did you know you were called to vocational ministry?
I was 12 years old. Mm-hmm. I was at Epworth Forest on a confirmation retreat with Mike Butler. He was our associate pastor at the time. And there were about 10 of us in the confirmation class. But that's when I first recognized it. It's a long story. But the next time, but I didn't fully accept it yet. 2 years later, summer, getting ready for high school, I went to one of my pastor's ordination services. I don't remember who that was now, but they did the call asking if anyone wanted to come forward, and I wrestled with it. So 14 years old, sitting in this chair at Purdue University, sobbing because I felt like I was supposed to go forward, but I was afraid. And so I ended up not going. And David Schramm told my mom, he said, you tell her she'll have another chance. She's going to camp. So I went to Institute at the time at Epworth, and commitment night came. And back then, it was a big deal. You dressed up, you brought nice clothes for commitment night. And my youth group was big. We tended to sit towards the back, and they made that first call, which is anyone who wants to follow Jesus, go forward. And people go forward. Anyone who wants to recommit their life to Jesus, go forward. Almost everyone goes forward at that point, And then they make the third one, which is if you feel called into ministry. And at this point, I knew this was coming. I was prepared for it, unlike the last time. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting here. I don't know if I'm ready to say yes. Scared, crying. And then I feel a finger pushing me forward. I turn around, no one's there. And I'm like, okay, God, I get it. I'm done. I'm done fighting. And I went. And that was it for me. I kept going from there. Started the candidacy process. Back then you could start before you were 18. Very soon after that. And it was a good thing. It was a good thing. Bishop Mike was very supportive at that time. He did a lot of meals and workshops and things with young people who felt called into ministry. And I will always be grateful for that and for that kind of support I had at that time.
And you're back to moving your feet.
Yeah.
You got out of
I finally got up and went.
You got out of those hard wooden theater seats.
The ones that pinched you back then.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. And look at you, been on the move ever since.
Yeah.
All right. Well, pretend with me for a moment that you're going axe throwing. Have you ever been axe throwing?
I have not.
Okay, well, just imagine whatever you think that means. I'm not either. But just imagine going axe throwing. Who from the Bible are you taking with you and why?
I'm going to say Esther. Because she's willing to try just about anything. Even if she doesn't know if it's going to work out. But she'll try. And she may not be good at it. I don't know. I'm not sure I want someone who's good at it because I'm not going to be good at it.
Okay.
I think if we can be bad together, that can be a lot of fun. But the laughter and the stories we share and the way we could talk to each other, and I could ask her questions about what were you thinking? What were you feeling in these as you made these very hard decisions, as you stepped forward in some very risky ways? What was going through your mind at that time? So I think it'd be fun to go with Esther.
Esther, all right. For such a time as axe throwing.
Yes.
Okay. So if you had a team name, what would it be?
Oh, yeah. Now you're asking me to be creative.
Ah.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe for such a time as axe throwing.
For such a time as axe throwing. Okay. And who knows? Maybe there's a sermon series in there. Right?
Maybe.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? All right. Well, what lesson have you learned the hard way?
I'd say that you have to be really careful to have good support. That sometimes life is going to be hard. Appointments are going to be hard. Things are not going to go well. And you better make sure you did not alienate your support or lose your support. And pray that you built good support at one time, that when you're ready, when you need it, they're there.
What a powerful lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I hear in that, reading between the lines, that you've been a faithful student to that lesson, and that you continue to know the importance of support. And
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. Good for you. Yeah. We're not meant to do this thing alone. So,
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. So what is an ordinary place that's extraordinary because of what's happened to you there?
Epworth Forest. Absolutely Epworth Forest. Even now, if I go back for a retreat or a meeting or anything, I walk down to the beach and I stand in it, because that's where I first recognized my call at 12. I can't go back to the auditorium the way it was. And I loved to walk the labyrinth, and that's long gone. But to stand on that beach and to remember being called and what it felt like, and the fear, but also when I accepted it, and the peace that brought to finally say yes and stop wondering.
Mm-hmm. So from someone on the outside, they could say, well, that's just a bunch of trees and cabins and big deal, right? I mean, it's just a space on a map. But for you, because of you meeting the Spirit's calling in your life, that is no ordinary.
Oh, it's
place.
not. It's holy ground for me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Excellent. Thank you. So what do you hope your fellow clergy know
About.
Yes.
The recent years have been hard for us. Hard in COVID, hard in our denomination. Many of us have struggled. Our families have made different decisions than we have. But we're still here, and Jesus is still Lord, and that's not going to change. And so we keep serving where God calls us to serve until God calls us to serve another way, and then we serve in that way, because Jesus is still Lord, and that's not going to change.
Oh, preach, sister. I hope your clergy colleagues know that, because that's beautiful.
I sure hope so.
Yes, that is a great reminder for them. So thank you for blessing them that way. Yeah. Well, last question, and I appreciate your time. So everything that has a beginning has an ending. So your time here at Dunlap United Methodist Church will come to an end. I'm not wishing that to be anytime soon.
Sure.
I'm not predicting anything, but there's going to be a time, you know it, everybody knows it, right, that you're going to walk out these doors for the last time.
Yes.
So you're walking out those doors for the last time and thinking about your legacy. What 3 words come to mind when you think about your legacy here at this church?
I hope calling is one of them, because I want everyone to be able to find their calling, whatever that is. And I want, like those children who are serving. This is how they're called to serve right now. Mm-hmm. And so I hope calling's one of them. I always want hope to be one of them. That while things may change within the church, it's not always going to look like we want it to look, but there's still hope in Christ, and the church will go on in some form. And I think love. This church has gone through a lot to love each other. And that is a great value of theirs, to love each other and to continue to love and support each other and whoever they may come into contact with. And so I hope that I've built that up and helped them to continue to do that.
Calling, hope, love.
Yes.
That would be an outstanding legacy to leave this church.
Yeah.
And that will be my hope and prayer for you, Melissa.
Well, maybe when that time comes, I'll make it the sermon series before I leave.
Okay.
But let's hope that's not for a long time.
No. Long time, of course. Of course. But when it does.
Because it does. Because we are itinerant.
Right.
Maybe I'll look back on this and remember those words.
Okay. Well, Reverend Melissa Englehart, thank you so much for being a guest today with me.
Well, thank you, Kent. It's so great to have you here.
Thank you for having me. Well, this has been Pulpit Perspectives Podcast, coming to you from Elkhart, Dunlap United Methodist Church. Pulpit Perspectives Podcast exists to create connections among clergy and their congregations. I would invite you to learn more about all the great things God is doing in the midst of the North District by checking out the Facebook page that the North District has. You can also learn more about the Indiana Conference on the World Wide Web at inumc.org. inumc.org. Well, I'm your host for Pulpit Perspectives Podcast, Reverend Dr. Kent Lundy, signing off for now.
There you have it, a fresh perspective from the pulpit with a great preacher. You know you want to hear more. You can do just that by connecting with Pulpit Perspectives with Reverend Dr. Kent Lundy on Apple Podcast and Spotify, where you can like and follow the podcast. What's more, you can spread the good news about Pulpit Perspectives in your church and with your neighbors. Plan now on joining Kent at the pulpit, where you'll meet another great preacher on Pulpit Perspectives.